Hello everybody, welcome to Ben's Brick Design. Sorry for the late start, we had some stuff happening around here, so we're just gonna maybe get an hour of building in tonight, go through a bag or two. So let's get on it. And yeah, maybe we'll run into some more figures. Get my microphone over here where y'all can hear it. I'm almost out of places to build because these previous bits take up so much room. Alright, so we're on bag 31 and 32. It's 31. And 32. What's up, Kodiak? How's it going? Thanks for being here. I saw your pictures, Kodiak, of driving through Wyoming. It looked awesome. Like I know it's not great weather and you're probably out in the middle of nowhere, but I was a little bit jealous of the snow. Hi.
Cookie.
What are you doing back here, buddy? Come on, let's go. Come on.
My cookie's not. My cookie's not.
I don't think you want any more of those cookies. It's a little late. Sorry about that. Hi, Missy. How are you? Yeah, sure. Yeah, it was really pretty. Like, I know it's desolate and white and stuff, but I just looked at it going, oh, snow. Love it. So I hope you're all having a good day. Got some Lego stuff in your life going on right now, or at least some good things going on. Let's see. I've spent most of the, not most of the day, because most of the day I was working, but Lego time, realizing that instead of parting out stuff for more builds, I should be sorting. And so I did like a crazed couple hours of just organizing and sorting and trying to get stuff to the point where I feel better about ordering more pieces, despite the fact that I have buckets and buckets of pieces in which I'm sure what I need is available. But I'm gonna order stuff anyway. So yeah, so that's what I did this afternoon. 1x5 in dark gray. Look at that. I'm doing well, Missy. Thank you. I'm not sure if I answered that. Today's been a little crazy. But not too bad. I've got tomorrow off, so we're gonna chill out here and either do some Lego, or we're gonna keep an eye on things around the house, do some house improvement stuff. So we'll see what happens. How are you doing? Kodiak, do you have a company vehicle that takes you around there like that, or is that your own car? And do you, if that's your car, do you get like mileage or anything? Not sure how that works. Let's turn this around so you can kind of see. I don't know how this is going to attach once it's done, but I think this is going to be this section over here. So we'll see how that rolls. No real news out today, I don't think. There was company vehicle. Okay, cool. There is a new racing game. It's called Lego 2K Racing, and the trailer looked cool. The trailer had the distinct. Not sure what the word I'm looking for is. The distinct honor of using a Roxette song as the music in the background. And I was listening to it, and as soon as it started up, I was like, this is Roxette. And I was a huge Roxette fan. The one album they had, or the two albums they had. I only had one album, but I played the bejesus out of it when I was of age. They pay gas at my hourly, which is nice for trips when I leave at 8 in the morning and get home at 9 at night. That's ridiculous. And drive, I'm sure, 5-6 hours one way to get to where you're going. Do you ever get to a place where you have to stay the night, where you have to, like, it's a multi-day thing and you have to go out there and stay for a bit and do whatever work is needed? But yeah, the song they played in the trailer is Joyride by Roxette, and it's a really good song. It's one of their best songs. But I heard it and I was like, oh, that's cute. And nobody said anything, so I wanted to be like, hey man, as an old person, this is a great song. Good pick, Lego. Ooh, gross. 24-hour shift. Blah. My condolences. So this is cool. We got these, I think we've had these already. Yeah, we've had a couple of these already. These wedge pieces in dark tan. So those are going to be good to buy later if you're looking for good pieces to get. I mean, most of this is really good stuff to get anyway. Aw, yeah. Yeah, it's hard being away from home. I would hate it. I don't even like the once a week I have to go into the office. Because I'm like, I am not near my dogs right now. And I do not like it one bit. And I'm only gone for like 6 hours. Luckily, Beth is usually home during that time. And they crate train okay. I mean, they crate okay. They don't crate train. They've already been crate trained. So the once a week that we used to take them to a doggy daycare, but now we just leave them. But as long as it's not more than 5 or 6 hours, especially for the little one, that is not enough. Oh, one big thing. They're fine. I'm not. I'm just sitting there going, where's my little shadow? Where's my little cuddle bump? I hates it. So there is, speaking of sorting, there is a lady, Missy knows this person, I don't know how well you know her, in our lug, who I told needed, I needed to sort stuff. And they said they would come over and sort for me. They would help me sort. They said, I will come over. This is an older lady, Hawaiian lady. She and her husband are lug members. And they're very sweet. But she's like, my doctor said it'd be good for my hands and my eyes, my hand and eye coordination. Apparently she has got some nerve things in her hands. She's wearing braces a lot. That she's going to come over and help me sort. And so when she first did it, they were over at the house. And I think I may have told you all this story, but they were over here picking stuff up. And I was like, oh, yeah, I've got a ton to sort, like always, right? So she's like, well, I will come help you sort. I will come over to your house and I will sit there and I will sort things for you because it'd be good for my hand-eye coordination. And it'd be good for my hands to do the work. And I'm like, okay, well, and I didn't think anything of it. was like, yeah, okay, that sounds fun. Not thinking she was serious. And so this last meeting, she's like, so when can I come over and start helping you sort? I'm like, oh, you're serious. Well, let me tell you that my whole situation is not one that's ready for anyone to come help sort. And she kind of looked at me and I was like, well, it's nothing to do with like me not liking you or anything. I was like, you and I are, you know, we get along great. Oh, I need to do 2 of those. I was like, to be honest, my whole front room where the Lego is a mess. I was like, everything is kind of where I know it is. Like, I know where everything is. I said, the problem is I don't have really good storage set up right now. It is a mess. It is in bags. It is in buckets. It is in storage drawers. It is in Arco bins. It is in medical supply. Those little things that keep like gauze, and I mean they're little drawers and stuff, right? But it's all different sizes of drawers, and it's all different sizes of bins, and it's in bags. And I've got piles over here that need to be sorted, and piles over here that are. This is stuff that's going to be boxed and bagged and stored later, and this is whole sets, and this isn't even really Lego, and this is stuff I haven't even looked through yet, and this is something that might be a mock later, and this bucket is small extra pieces from all the sets I've been building, and this, you know, so it's all this all over the place. And she's like, well, but is it labeled? And I'm like, labeled? I was like, no, none of it's labeled. I was like, why would I label a bag, you know? So I was like, no, and that's part of the problem. I was like, the best I can do is if you were to come over is like plop you down in the living room or in the dining room with basically a tablecloth full of parts that I just kind of do this, and it spills all over the kitchen table, and then you go through the part, or you go through the pile and pull out, you know, chunks of pieces and say, all right, this is ready to go. And then I will come in and say, okay, it goes here. Or if you want, you can go into the Lego room and try to find where it is, or ask, and I'll point you where it goes. Or you can come in here and familiarize yourself with where everything goes. I mean, it's up to you. But at the same time, I'm like, oh, if I'm going to have somebody in here doing it, I would be so anxious about like them changing stuff and touching things. And it's just, I'm like, it's not something I really want to do. But I don't really want to say, no, do not come over. But at the same time, I'm like, don't come over. So I don't know how to handle that yet. Figured out. Figured out, but be nice about it, you know? She honestly does want to help and stuff. Goodness, so much is going on. Hey, Beth. Yeah? Come here.
Yes.
Can you come here?
Yes.
Without saying names, can I say what's happening? Okay.
We've got some friends staying
Yeah.
with us. Yeah, I just...
No. Don't need to. Okay. Hi. Yeah. So if you hear little voices, we've got friends staying with us for a little bit. So that's what this was all tonight. So there's chillins, and then there's puppers, and a whole house full of people. So that's why we started late. But everything's cool, and we'll get on with the regular streaming stuff as we go. So I would like to say that I don't think... Yeah, it's crazy. I don't even, like... I kind of want to show... I just want to kind of show her and be like, look, come over, and I want a fair assessment, right? I know everything where everything is. My problem is it's not sustainable. I will, at some point, need to make some changes, and I just don't know what those changes will be yet. I will need to buy storage, and I will need to rearrange things. I just don't know. Yeah, I want your help, but I don't want your help. Thanks, but no thanks. As my theater teacher would say, great idea, not this show. But at the same time, I'm like, yeah, feel free to come over and see what I got. And it's probably not any worse or better than anybody else in the lug, so she may come over and go, oh, yeah, this is totally, like, doable. This is exactly what we had set up. And I whipped it into shape. I'll be like, all right. I also need hundreds of dollars worth of storage. Maybe not hundreds. I already have a goodly amount of bins and stuff like that. Some of them are getting a little full. Some of them need to be broken off into subgroups. Like the part type has gotten to the point where it now needs to be a part and a color type, or at least part and color groups, you know. So, but I really don't have a way of approaching that. I don't think anybody really does. You just kind of do it organically and see how it pans out. The people who have just like walls of Arco bins or walls of those things you get at like Harbor Freight, I'm super jealous of that, because I don't know at what point. That feels like a full-time job, though. It feels like you spent days and days and days just setting that up, and it's because you also maybe have a Bricklink store, right? Yeah, and that's the one thing I feel I have is plenty of room. Like, I've got plenty of room. I'm just making very, very poor use of the room that I have. Like, I've got a bunch of flat surfaces that are just doing nothing but holding piles of stuff. So I should probably really organize a little better with, like, this is just a bag of a set. This can go somewhere else, right? It doesn't need to be in this room. It can go into some form of storage somewhere. Hello from Kona. Hello, Scott. How are you? Don't worry, you're not late. I started late. I might go till 11 tonight. We'll just have to see how it goes. I do want to get, like, maybe a bag or two done. So, how are you, Scott? I hope you're doing well. We're talking storage right now. I was watching the Brick Bods and Family Bricks and Tech and crap. Brick Bods, Tech, Family Bricks. Shoot, I forget who the other person was. It wasn't Lady Brick. It was, or maybe it was Lady Brick. Anyway, German lady, Australian dude, couple of Brits, and then a guy named Trevor that I didn't know. Yeah, the line of figs is coming together. I'm going to have to get a whole new row here and kind of put them up here when we get another bag. So they were talking about storage today, so it was interesting to hear like everybody's take, and mostly it's like you think, you know, it's like you think other people have this great method or something, but it turns out people are very, they're like the Brick Bods, especially Ian and Carrie. They're like, we build faster, we consume and build faster than we have storage for it, or we have places to put things. We don't break them down fast enough. We don't sort them fast enough. So it just kind of piles up in like display areas, right? And I'm like, that sounds familiar, you know? So I think everybody's susceptible to that. And the purchasing then becomes less about, I can't afford it, to I don't have a place for it. Like, I really didn't think that was going to be a problem at some point. But now I'm like, I don't have a place for that. Like, this is a great set, and I was really excited, but literally thinking while I was buying it, I don't know where I'm going to put this when it's done being built. If I was doing things right, there's storage space over, or there's display space over in these nice, like, front door walkway to the rest of the house. Right in the walkway, there's these great shelves that I got from a friend of mine. Half of them light up. It's wonderful. I need to get lights for the other half. But it's also full of, like, not chintzy, but like the low-end Star Wars sets, like the mobile tac pod from Andor, or the Havoc Marauder, or, you know, the new TIE Bomber, like stuff like that, where I'm just like, I don't really need any of this. It doesn't need to be on display. It's not that great, but I haven't taken it apart yet. So there it sits. I have no idea where I'm going to store that kid. It's time consuming breaking down. Yeah, it is. Speaking of building, my TTTS project only has 5 pieces left, and they're in the... Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, I'm super glad. I feel very fortunate we have actually like a house where we've got like a bedroom and a guest room and an office, and then this whole big front dining room with nothing in it. And I'm really, I feel a little privileged being able to have this much space. And at the same time, I'm almost out of space. It's just a stupid amount of Lego. And again, not planning very well. I just want to build. That's all. I just want to build. And more acro, and more acro, and more acro. So I don't know if I'm going to do acro or I'm going to do sterilite. I want something that covers. I got to make sure to get stuff with lids or that has a cover, because I don't want to also like have to worry about dust bunnies and the like. Because it's hard enough to keep everything stored. I also don't want to have to worry about whether or not... Did I forget? I did. Either forgot or just didn't put them on here. There's a whole bunch of stuff that I didn't put on here. There's a 3. I mean, it's also hard enough dusting everything on the display shelves without also going, oh, now I have to dust my storage. I have to dust everything that's being stored back up in here. I think you need to go further over there. Sterilite drawers, same. If I can help it, I like the sterilite drawers. They just, when they stack great. They seem to last pretty well. I haven't really explored anything else. The ideal is to get the IKEA boxes, shelf boxes, right? The big, they're like this tall, and they're like, so it's like three or 4 high and 4 or 5 wide, and the squares, you can get a sterilite drawer in there, right? That's the ideal for a base. And then on top of that, you get the smaller, like, I don't know if they're Arco bins or what, but the smaller drawer ones, like in the, you know, you'd have the big 3 or the mid-sized 3 drawers, a bunch of them, and then on top of that, you'd have a bunch of like the small ones. And I've got some to start, but I would need to like, it's a thing where I've got to move out all this other stuff. I've got this great hutch that just has Arco bins in it, and it's good because it closes and it can be kind of covered so it doesn't get dusty. But that and there's, you know, dozens of classifications of brick in there, so it's like, well, I've got to figure out something for each one of those. So such is the problem of Lego builders, and it's a comforting problem because I feel like as you get older, you can just kind of sit there and go, well, I'm going to be doing this for the rest of my life. I'm okay with that. Like, it doesn't have to be done tomorrow or next week. And this is a very comforting thing to go, this is what I'm going to be doing. You know? No plans other than just to keep kind of chipping away at it. And I'm going to put in a will somewhere that when I die, all of this gets like donated to like a children's hospital or something. I don't have to have Beth deal with it, or my kids. Just have my lug come in here and pack it all up and take it to a hospital. Clean it. You know, wash it or whatever first so you can give it to kids. Sick kids, because, you know, you don't want them being murdered by some weirdo in his Lego collection. Interesting. Cool little like bench there with these pieces. You can't see. Oh, it's whitewashed so bad. Focus on that. Yeah, there we go. With those like those pieces, that's a cool bench. All right, all that's done. All that's done. Okay. Okay, and then so yeah, the discussion of storage came up, and then they also talked about how little people actually kind of like the Technic sets. Excuse me. It's going to be a bit till my voice comes back. Oh, I haven't had one of those in a while. How people are not fans, especially as they get older, of Technic, because it is it's hard on your fingers, but also it's very unforgiving to if you make a mistake and don't put a pin in the right place, or don't have like a ball joint lined up properly. You know, you can go through a whole build and then there's that one step that requires you to join those two things up, and if it's not done right half a book before, it messes up there, and then you spend an hour going back and trying to figure out what's broken, and then you have to rebuild it and then go back to, you know, where you were. So that's not my big concern with it. My big concern, that was very satisfying. Bye, Missy. Yeah, I know it's late, so I appreciate you coming in for a little bit. I will talk to you soon, hopefully. I'm not going to be able to do another Twitch. Maybe tomorrow night. We'll see. Definitely not Saturday. Saturday's going to be very busy, but then Sunday. I'll be back on the tube Sunday, so it should all be good. So thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. The thing that I don't like about Technic a lot is that there's times when you build this big sub-assembly and you have to attach it to another sub-assembly, and it's got like 7 pins and then 7 pins, and it's in this big square of pins that you have to go like that, and just lining that all up to like make it click together, just it's so frustrating. What is that extra brick doing there? What is this extra brick doing right in here? And that extra brick. What is that? I don't know what that is. I think this is a miscue in the directions somewhere. I don't think I have to do anything in there. There's nothing in there for it to go. If I end up Yeah, there's no other. Yeah, I think the instructions got slid out. Like they did a buffer exchange right here, and these pieces got left behind. These instructions, man. All right, take care. Good to see you, Scott. Oh, good to see you, Scott. Yeah, these instructions are not on their best behavior right now. They're kind of not awesome. Maybe they got rushed. Maybe they feel they got rushed. I don't know, man. I don't know, if I can do instructions while I'm at work trying to do my other real job, I feel like somebody who is paid to do this should be able to do it well. And then there should be a group that also goes back through and says, yeah, everything was done right. Although maybe that bit was one where they were like, we can't go back. We messed it up. It's too far to go back and fix. Just print it. Can't be bothered. We'll just put a amendment out that says, sorry, builders, but we effed this up. I'm trying to think of why they would have been rushed, other than they may have they felt like they had advertised this too much or too early, and needed to get it out. But I don't remember ever seeing like a ton of promotion for this. And it wasn't hinging on anything to be like, oh, this goes along with the new season of Rings of Power or something. It's just like... Also, I've never heard of something from LEGO be delayed. Like, I've heard of it be canceled, but not delayed. And apparently that's the other thing that I found out recently, that was in the kind of the LEGO news, is that I'm missing a tile here. Where did I miss this? Right here. That that's kind of nice. Kind of retains that like angled look, even though underneath it's kind of going the other angle. It's pretty cool. All right, we are doing... we get Gandalf on this one. Gandalf the Grey. Not Gandalf the White. $33. What was I going to say? I think I was finished. That's nice. So I'll do this bag, and then I know it's kind of rushed and late. We only did 2 bags, but I wanted to get something done tonight. Just to kind of keep on track. So we'll crank through this bag, and then that'll be it. And then I'll pick it back up on Sunday, and hopefully Sunday maybe we'll go a little longer. Ooh, look at these pieces. Wow. Look at that. What is that? That's like a cupcake. I bet this was a cupcake. I bet that you could put a little thing of frosting or something on that. Do I have one of those? I don't. Like a little turd piece, but a different color. And it's a cupcake. That's cool. Alright, so anyway, we got 2 of those, and we've got a Gandalf. And he's a grumpy Gandalf. He's only got 1 head, and he's got the grumpy head. So we've got his hair, and we've got his hat. So I don't think I've got one with a hat on before, so that's cool. And we need his robes because he's dressed. He also needs a cape. He needs a big cape. Oh, goodness. Good. And he's got a gray beard. Ah, old gray beard. Is there no one in this rabble who can treat with me? Hey. And he has a staff. I told you to take his staff. Alright, he definitely gets his hat. A wizard is never late. He arrives precisely when he means to. Now, I don't know why we got a single hole cape back here instead of a regular cape. And also, these capes are like the regular cape material. And this one's a bit spongier. This is more the soft material. So here's his hair to go with it. And that's your Gandalf. The gray. Grumpy. I don't have another row yet for this guy, so we're just gonna put him like this above Frodo. And let's get cranking. And of course, now that I've got this arranged properly, they're like, nope, turn it around. So all those candlesticks can roll underneath. A lot of rolly bits here. All right, we're doing this top section. So I'm excited. I ordered a bunch of parts for the bellow back. I ordered them like 2 days ago, and today I'm already I'm in front of my door like Scott Pilgrim, just waiting for them to be delivered. That's a 4. So I'm very excited to get those. And then as soon as I do get those, then I'm going to turn around and order Glint Hawk parts. Which that was the one that I feel like I need to sort more, because there were a lot of those parts where I was like, I have to have this part. This is ridiculous. Why I don't have this. I think that's it. 4 of those, 2 of those, 2 of those, 1 of those each. Okay. And then candlesticks for everybody. I'm sorry, telescopes for everybody. All right, that should be it for railings. And then we've got ×2 these guys. And then I've got that, some nice sand green pieces. So something I noticed is, despite being this high up and having so much going on, that by the time you get up here, you'd expect some drift, but there isn't any. So like everything's still kind of going together in place, which is a good sign. Good on the designers for keeping it tight, as it were. I'm a little worried about this sectional wall. It seems to want to bend in a little bit, but I think it's okay. All right. right. I think that's all we need to do for that. Oh, goodness. I'm doing 1 pillar times 2. All right. Let's see if we can get this rolling. Some great colors with these Easter light blues, like I like to call them, the pastel light blues. So I'm excited. Saturday is our friend's birthday, 40th, I think. And we're going to do a escape room. Haven't done an escape room in a while. And she's never done one. So she's like, I've always wanted to do one. And for my 40th, I think it's her 40th, she wants to do an escape room. So we're like, yeah, sounds great. Let's do it. And if it sucks, it's your fault for suggesting that we do a stupid escape room. I think it's just 6 of us going. I think that's it, but I think that's a good number for an escape room. They're gonna make me flip this around again, aren't they? Yep. Why don't you turn that around again? Why don't you just flip that around? That's easy enough to do, right? Just keep turning that thing around. It's huge. It's in your way. Oh, and this one's like, hey, slightly off center with that. Why not? Just twist it a little bit. We're not going to tell you how much. Just enough. Like that? Like that? Like that? I don't know what you're asking of me here. So this can be one of two things. It can be angled funny down here, or it can be angled funny at the top. You can't really have both. You're killing me, Smalls. I think it's supposed to be like that, but we'll find out soon enough, because I'm sure they'll make me flip this whole thing around again. All right. On top of that, all the way in, and that. Oh, interesting. Nice. Okay. One of these. One of these. Okay. I don't know how. So this is oh, wait, you can't even see the instructions. What am I doing? Window capture. My apologies. I thought you've been seeing this whole time. Okay. So this instruction right here is a little obnoxious. You can't really see this right there. But because it tucks it in behind here, so it's like, well, I don't know. What side do you want facing out? So I think it wants the profile side, brick side facing like that. Okay. That should be it. Okay. And then one of these. And then one on the other side. I like how they're not even bothering to tell you to turn the model. They're just like, nope, put one on the other side. And then one of these. I have to go buy like a ton of these in white. They make really good water. As you saw in the water feature earlier on that I took apart. And I'm probably going to do that a lot in the overall Horizon layout. Oh, not on the other side. On top of this. Okay. That makes more sense. I'm like, I can't even see that. I don't know what you're doing. Alright. That... I don't think I had enough coffee for today, honestly. Which is weird, because I drank a large amount of coffee. But I stopped at like 3 o'clock. Because I'm an old person who can't drink coffee after 3 o'clock. It's an odd place to just kind of remember where to put that. More stairs incoming. We need a landing right here for the... This is kind of a mess right now. I'm sure it'll all come together. Single brick. Right here. And then a 3 and a brown 1. And 2 of these guys. Hey guys. So, let's see. A card episode today. They're pulling in more people for the reunion of the stars. What the what? Okay. Before I get too out of control with this. Why would you do that to me? So this piece goes right here. Okay, and then this piece goes right here. So they got Geordi and Data in this episode. So now, and at the very end, they got Troy. So now we've got Picard, Riker, Worf, Geordi, Crusher, Beverly, Troy, Data. I mean, unless they're not gonna bring Wesley back in, and Miles is not important enough. But they did bring Rolaren back for like an episode. So I think they're just like, remember all these people and how you liked them? Yeah, man. Remember how you liked all those cool people? All those Star Trek-y people? And Seven's in there, but Seven's been in there for a while, so... She's been part of the crew for a bit. So that's not shocking. But it feels like something they would have done on Lost, where they just gathered everybody together and then suddenly it didn't make any sense because it was all a dream. It's all positronic impulses or something. Oh man, why you gotta be like that? Okay, I don't know why that's... it's because it's supposed to be out there like that. And this is supposed to be more of an angle. Don't know. It is not to say that this hasn't been enjoyable. It's been a fun romp, and the story so far has been okay. The direction has been a lot better than I've expected, especially from Picard. The original couple of seasons were not awesome. They felt like they were kind of all over the place and didn't really have a direction. And so this was a pleasant change of expectation, even if it is total fan service. 6, 3, 4, 5, 6. Still haven't watched any more Poker Face, and I haven't watched any more Shadow and Bone, but those are all good. So, no real need to report on those, I guess. Probably watch some more of that tomorrow. Ooh, 14. Good. I get rid of all these rolly. Seven. Right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The moon base is coming together. We have decided as a group that maybe we should, instead of doing a moon base, we're going to do a Mars base. And we will be doing... we'll be trying to do the ground as reddish. So we'll do a dark orange like base, and then we'll do brown rocks on top of it for craters and whatnot. Somebody brought that up at the meeting, and I was like, not a bad idea. I say we do it. Also, the base is going to be white, and to have white, a white building on like the dark orange is really going to pop. So I think that's going to be really great. So we'll see how that turns out. But I'm still working on that. I got kind of busy at work today because we had a terrible morning of Microsoft doing its best to F everyone in the B by basically saying if you have... It's just techno stuff that I don't really want to talk about, but it made people who maybe had a base in like one area and had clients in another area or had employees in another area of the world seem like they were maybe connecting from Uzbekistan or something. So it's like it changed their geo lock was all messed up, and so it screwed up their conditional access, and then didn't allow them to log into the system. So we only had a few people who had the problem because they were on Google Fiber, and apparently if you're on Google Fiber, Microsoft says, or your IP looks like it's coming from somewhere else. I don't know what the distinction is, but Microsoft doesn't like it. So the 3 people that we have using Google Fiber were not able to log in this morning. And of course I get a text at like right at 7 from one of my coworkers who's like, hey, I'm getting my tires changed, so I can't really look at the tickets right now, but just so you know, I can't log in this morning. And I'm like, oh, you're kidding me. What? He's like, yeah, so I don't know if anybody else is having this problem, but I thought I'd let you know before you logged in. I was like, sweet. Well, I guess I won't make breakfast. Which is fine. I've been getting up super late lately. And then flip it, and then it's got a sextant and a pearl, whatever those are, looking thing. That's pretty cool. some sort of seeing scryer thing. It's pretty hip right there. All right, I think I'm okay to do one more bag. Yeah, let's do one more bag. Let me go check something real quick. I'll be right back. Yeah, I was gonna do one more. I was gonna go till like 11. Okay, everybody cool? Hi, come in. Oh, I shouldn't be here. Nope, I don't see him.
Okay, our door was open slightly, but I've never hit you, so I'm sure it's fine.
Our door?
The back door didn't shut all the way, but it wasn't. It was
He's
just,
probably under a bed or a couch or
yeah,
something.
it was just ajar a little bit up. We wouldn't be able to get out of it.
Okay.
See that?
All right. Is anybody going to bed? Do I need to be quiet up here?
No, you're fine.
Okay.
There you go.
All right. Bag 34. Let's see if we can find that. I did see it just a second ago. All right, bag 34. No figures in this one. Looks like it's mostly gray brick, so we're going to be building the sides of stuff. And then after this, I'm going to bed. So, apologies if anybody is still up with me here late, but I appreciate you being here. And if you're watching later on VOD, make sure to leave a like. And if you are watching now, make sure to leave a like. And if you're just hopping in, make sure to subscribe. Because we do this kind of random nonsense all the time. It's not random. If a Lego set comes out, you can kind of, if it's a big deal, you can kind of guarantee that I'm going to be building it. So it's definitely not random. Oh, here's a thought. And if you're really, really only going to be a part of this, if you're watching now, I was thinking of doing an event, maybe the 700th subscriber, getting a set and building it with wearing rubber gloves, like the big, heavy dishwashing rubber gloves, not like the thin nitrile, do a cavity search rubber gloves, but like the big, heavy ones. And just for fun, just to see how long it takes and how goofy it is. I think that'd be a lot of fun. I only suggest it because I was using it to... I use rubber gloves when I can't grip something really well. There's our pet's water fountain. There's a bit I have to kind of manhandle to get open, and I can really only do it with a rubber glove, right? Because it grips better. And there was a architecture set that had like the three length white bars in the 1x1 round hollow plates, right? Stuck in there like that to be pillars. And it was the Lincoln Memorial, and I had like 20 of those. And like they really grip. Like those are hard to take apart. And after like the first two, my hands got sweaty and I couldn't grip those anymore. And I'm like, I'm gonna go get some rubber gloves. So I was taking those apart. And half the time I was pulling on my own thumb or finger to take them apart. So I'd pull them in and snap. And I'm like, I wonder what it would be like to put a whole set together just wearing these. I think it'd be hilarious. So maybe for the 700th subscriber episode, I'll put a set together wearing rubber gloves and we'll do a giveaway. So tell all your friends it's gonna be magical. Or maybe I'll do it for the 72-hour stream, whenever that's gonna happen. I think that's supposed to start kicking off soonish. The scheduling should be coming out soon. I can't really see this. Wow, did I miss? Did I miss a whole thing? I did. the first thing we had to do. Come on. Oh, and a bunch of other stuff. Why did I skip that whole section? You're in mountain time anyway, Kodiak, aren't you? So it's only 9:30. All right, that should be it, right? Those three, that one. Okay, now I can put this thing on there. Big doofus. Yup. Put them there. Did I forget? I am just terrible with these extra parts. I usually stay up till midnight or so reading anyway. I'm on the second book of the Dirk Gently duology, the Tea Time of the Soul. And I have to say, the second book so far has a lot more relatable, understandable, follow-alongable than the first book. The first book was fine. Ooh, didn't mean to smack the microphone there. It was fine. It was entertaining. It's Douglas Adams, so I mean it's going to be good, right? The turns of phrases are fantastic. The way he observes things are magic. It's just wonderful, right? I would read him over most any other authors. My problem, it needs to be a 6. That's an 8. I'll pull the whole thing up, why don't you? The problem that I had with this book is that it started off with 2 chapters, maybe 3, and this is just typical of his writing, of stuff that didn't matter until the very end. And there was this whole big kind of sudden subplot of something that I didn't think was important, like to wrap everything up. Like it's a very old book, so I'm not going to ruin anything for it by talking about it, but there was what I thought was a major plot point with this dude who died and was a ghost, and it spent chapter after chapter talking about him being a ghost. And then they talked to this other dude who, like, it was a figure. It was just a person who looked like they'd been possessed by a ghost. So I thought it was him jumping back and forth in time, going, this is him struggling to be a ghost. Now look at the detective and this other dude find this dude who looks like he's been possessed by a ghost. So I thought, like, it was a time shift where now the ghost had worked it out and knew how to possess people. I'm like, oh, he's going to be able to, like, wrap everything up and, like, communicate what he needs to, like, leave this plane. Turns out it was just a different ghost, or it wasn't even a ghost. It was like an alien inhabited a person, and he needed to, I was like, what? Like, it made no sense. So I was left just going, okay, I feel like I read 3 different books at once in the course of like 300 pages. And it wasn't even that long of a book, so. But I was so infuriated at myself for missing what I felt were like super obvious points that I kind of want to go back and read it again and just to see if, like, no, I was right. That was dumb. Like, it didn't make any sense. But so far, the second book seems to be flowing a little better. Like, I can kind of get what's going on, and I will also say that the main character, Dirk Gently, or Jel Skove, or whatever his name is, his impronounceable Nordic name, or alien, or whatever, is not a likable character. Like, I don't know if I'm supposed to be rooting for him or not, but I do not. I don't root for him. Like, at all. So far. Like, he's kind of, he takes advantage of people. He's not really truthful about him. He's kind of a mooch and a slack, and, you know, I don't know if it's just because of my age. Like, if I would have really liked this guy in my 20s. But, like, I am not a fan so far. Which makes it kind of hard to be like, well, I certainly hope you figure out the mystery. I almost feel like I don't even care if you get across the street, dude. You're cheating people out of money. You're not truthful. I don't know. I don't know if that's the part I'm supposed to focus on or not, or if I'm supposed to be like, oh, he's a, you know, he's a ne'er-do-well man about town. He's a whatever, you know. I don't know. I don't know if the part I'm supposed to focus on is he's a bon vivant, you know. But I do like the turn of phrases. I do like when Adam says things like, it is, like it was, no airport is beautiful, or something like that. Or there has been no sentence put together where this is a beautiful airport has ever been uttered in English, you know, history, or something like that. I think those are great sentences. It said 2. Where's the other one? There it is. So we're building up to what will undoubtedly be the roof. I'm sure there's a whole other section of stuff up here. We still, I mean, this is bag 34. We still have 15 bags to go after this. So, doing pretty well, but I mean, it's not a quick slog. Quick slog. It's not a sprint. We dwarfs are natural sprinters. We're wasted over long distances. Uh-oh, got a hinge coming up. I'm not gonna like where this is going already. Okay, so just those 2 pieces there, and then these 2 pieces here. And then that piece. I've yet to really find, I need to get some slopes figured out for the moon base, or for the Mars base. I should start calling it the Mars base. I want to figure out a better door, because the door that I have right now is kind of it's kind of pedestrian, and I want a better door, but I also want to keep within like acceptable parts limits, and I'm gonna have to start worrying about that pretty soon. So I don't know if that's, it's kind of a boring thing to mention, but whatever. Oh, this is gonna be for a roof. I'm gonna call it right now. This is gonna be where your roof attaches. So it's probably gonna go down to about here. It's gonna use this bit. It's gonna rest on that. And it's gonna rest on that. If you can really see that over here. So come on, Gandalf, stay with me. Stay with me, buddy. These hinge pieces are gonna be. That's off camera. There it is, right there. Are going to be where the you're going to lay it, and then you're going to slide Technic pins in to oh, you know what I could do? I could raise this up a bit. No, I can't. Okay. Where was I? Right there. Okay. And that is going to take, that's one bag that's going to take forever. It is just literally going to take, because it's the same roofing as the first tower side, but it's like 3 times as big. And there's just going to be so many little tiles. And so many times you got to go run through it with a plate to make sure they're lined up so the pattern looks right. And I'm going to blow my brains out. This is just going to be rough. Don't get me wrong, it's a good look, but I'm still of the opinion that it doesn't feel elvish. I don't know if that's quite the word I'm looking for. It feels carnival-y. Like, I don't know, with the trees, you can't see where I'm pointing, but the trees, like the roof with the trees, that tiling next to that, it looks okay. But it's a little bright. I don't know. I haven't come to grips with it yet, so we'll see how it all turns out in the end. I'm sure it'll be delicious. Yep, this won't take long to wrap up, so Kodiak, I appreciate you hanging out. I hope you don't have to go through another huge winter day like that again, but I mean, it's kind of cool that you did. It's good photos at least, right? Okay. Got one of these. It's very interesting that we're not using this side of the profile brick. We're using that side as the visible side. Like they want the simpler version of that. This is getting too tall to be seen. I don't know what to do about that. Pull those together. I may have to choose between either doing, or I could just raise the camera up. I'm gonna be weird about this. So you can see these are big archways right there. It's going to be very pretty from that one side. I'm going to be right back. Do not go anywhere. I'm going to put the pause screen on for a sec. Alright, sorry about that. Our guests are getting ready for bed. So I wanted to make sure to say goodnight to them. And get everything they needed. Idaho today, but thankfully I'll be local tomorrow. Cool. Yeah, if you need to bounce, I got 5 minutes left. We'll get through this later. Yeah. Don't don't think I'm doing anything tomorrow night, so I don't know. I might stream tomorrow night. I'm trying to think if I've gotten anything going on. I know I took the day off, but in terms of the evening, I don't think anything's happening, so I might be able to squeeze in a Twitch. That's just one. Okay. Oh, that was, I squeezed it and it like bowed out on the side here. I love this. One piece and now 15 pieces. There. And this is going to be where your roof connects at the top. So it's going to be like that. So I'm thinking very soon we're going to have a big sheet of roof coming up. It's coming up. It wants the world to know. And yes, I just did that. And that. And oh, we do have a masonry brick facing out for once. Interesting. All right, yeah, last little bit and then I'm out. So thanks again for being here. Thanks for hanging out with us, with me, with us, with all 5 of us here. It's a little crenellation of some kind there. I forget the camera's way up here now. I may try to move it out this way actually next time. A little bit on the side there, and then all these guys connect. Oh, that is out. Okay, cool. So yeah, I'll be back probably Sunday unless I can figure out a way to get through tomorrow night. So thanks again for being on with me. This is what we got done tonight. It's mostly this back half of stuff. We did a little bit of the landing here. I don't know if we're going to finish out any of the... This is probably it for that landing. And then this section right here. And I think we'll probably... No, it looks like that's done. We're not going to add any more there. Maybe along this back half a little bit, but probably just archways or something. So we still have 15 bags to go. I have no idea where this is going to go. I'm trying not to look at the box to like ruin it. It's just great to kind of uncover as it goes. So thanks for being here, Kodiak. Take care. Drive safe tomorrow and have a good weekend. Cheers.